Hello, my name is Carla. I'm from Mexico, and I'm currently doing the K-pop Idol Intensive course. And I've been doing it for 9 months now. I really wanted to be trained professionally because I feel like overseas it's a lot more difficult to find these kinds of academies or places to be trained professionally both at dance and singing, and so I feel like that was the step that made me realize I wanted to come here. I really want to be able to be an artist, so obviously the opportunity to take auditions with companies here, and as I said previously, I think Korea is very advanced when it comes to training, and so getting the right feedback from teachers and staff is really important for that, so yeah. I found it through Instagram. I was looking for academies here in Korea that I could join in person, so I was like, oh, it looks really nice. No, I attended a K-pop academy as well, but online, and it wasn't as good because obviously I feel like in person you can do a lot more than just online or through the screen. I would definitely just suggest people to learn a little bit of Korean, at least the basics, because even though you might think, oh, you know, the world is global now, I can use English, it's a lot better to communicate with people if you at least know your way through the basics. And also be prepared for the weather. The weather is pretty extreme here, and so both summer and winter can be pretty cold and also pretty warm, so mind that. Yeah, I'm staying in one room, and honestly I really like it. It's pretty comfortable and also gives me a lot of space for myself in between training, because usually I'm not really there except for when I need to sleep and rest, but it's nice to have your own space to do so after training. I really like using the studios. I feel like the dance studios are really good, especially in this building, because we have a lot more space to practice and do our thing, and also the vocal rooms. I really enjoy spending time in the vocal room, so I think facilities-wise it's really good as well. Yeah, right now I graduated from Korean class, so I don't take it anymore, but usually it would go I would wake up and kind of go through lyrics by myself at home before coming here, and a little bit of Korean by myself. Then I would come here, take Korean class, and usually I would have a little break to eat, and then come back and have either rookies class or any choreography class that I had. And I usually spend around 2 hours on the vocal rooms every day after a class, so that's kind of how my schedule looks like. I wake up a lot later and I tend to also go out and explore a little bit more of Korea, because I usually tend to stay here. I think a lot of us do because of the training, so it's good to kind of go outside and look at other places here as well. So far, I would say not really. I researched a lot before coming here, and so I was like, okay, I'm aware of this, I'm mindful of that. And if I'm honest, I was a little bit surprised as to how Mexican culture and Korean culture are actually pretty similar in a way, so yeah. Yeah, especially with my fellow academy classmates, they're all really nice and really hardworking, and I feel like also practicing the language skills with them, for example, especially with the Japanese students or the students that come from Taiwan or Hong Kong, it's a lot easier to practice Korean as well with them because of the language that we have in common, so it's good. For example, usually audition classes start off with warming up a bit, and then we usually do exercises and running as well. Then we get into a little bit of basics, and then we get straight to the class, like whatever choreography or dance we're going to be learning that day. And usually for choreo classes that also applies. For vocal lessons, depends if you have I have one-on-one vocal, so with Yoda 선생님, I usually just try to practice a little bit beforehand and warm up my voice thoroughly before I go into class with her. It was really good, actually. I really like it. I think Subin 선생님's method of teaching is really good because instead of just focusing on, okay, you have to know how to write well or know how to read well, that is really important as well, but she also makes sure that we speak a lot, and so thanks to her, I think that's the reason I can do it now. Yeah. No, I haven't found it hard, thankfully, because of the Korean lessons, yeah. I feel like vocal lesson has been really eye-opening in the sense of Yoda 선생님 always not only talks with us about like, okay, do the song like that or stuff like that, but she also focuses a lot on like, okay, but like during auditions, how are you introducing yourself, how are you presenting yourself, which is also really important, and things that we can also add to our skill set, like songwriting or composition by ourselves. So I think that's really good and important because it's not only like, okay, you take your class and then you leave. It's more like the teacher is actually engaged with you and wanting to get you to actually pass auditions, yeah. I really like all of my teachers. I also used to take basic A lessons, and the teacher there, she's really upbeat. And she would always be like, no, like you gotta do it stronger, you gotta do it more powerful. And for example, Ricky's teacher as well, she's also really patient with us, I feel like, and she explains things thoroughly. And they're all pretty strict, I say, but at the same time, like the way of teaching is very comfortable for everybody. And they also make sure to like not only point like, okay, you have to improve this, but also if you do things right, it's like, oh, you've improved, so yeah. Yeah, so I'm 22 and therefore a lot of the students here are younger than me, but I don't know, I feel like since a lot of them also have that drive and motivation to come here and train, their mindset is pretty mature. So it's been really fun training with them and practicing with them. When it comes to like taking especially dance lessons, it's pretty fun because even when we're tired, we just look at each other and we're like, okay, we got this, we'll get through the class and we can practice together afterwards, so it's really nice. Ooh, I feel the first time you take an audition is pretty nerve-wracking because you're going not really like knowing like, oh, how many people are going to be there, like the setup. But once you finally get through it and you start doing several, it becomes a little bit more like, it's less stressful and you can focus a lot more on, okay, how can I present myself better? How can I showcase what makes me special or what I can bring to the table to these companies as well? And also, I feel like no matter the result, it makes you grow a lot more as a performer as well. Usually I change them every 2 weeks. So usually the first 2 weeks I'll do a certain song or a certain dance, and then I'm like, okay, I can switch it up now. So I look for other things that might suit me as well and do that. So usually we all have to stay out here at the school in a line, and we're called by a number, so there's usually a list. And after that, we're just going like one by one, and we can kind of practice a little bit quietly while we're on the line. And then once we go inside, if you do dance, You just have to tell Hyun 선생님 like what song you're doing, and then she'll play it for you. But usually first you have to go into the room, introduce yourself, like the basics, and then you start doing whatever you're doing. Like if it's dance, Hyun 선생님 plays a song for you. If it's vocal, you just kind of take a breath and then start singing. And afterwards you just bow and thank, and you can leave the room after that. Not as many, but I feel like one of the most recurring questions that I've heard, not only from me but also from other students, is like how many languages you can speak, or how long have you been learning, for example, dance or singing. So that makes you see that it's really important to have like a wide skill set. I feel like the public one is a little bit more relaxed because everyone is giving it a try, and so even if you don't really like see the like even if you're nervous, you can see other people as well. They're trying to lose their nerves and everything. But when it's a private audition, it's not as, it's just you, so it's a little bit more like, oh my god, what's gonna happen to me? But once you get over that, it's okay. I feel like you can be like, okay, I'll do my best. But yeah, I'd say public auditions are a little bit less stressful. I usually try to drink a lot of water before auditioning, but I also tend to kind of just relax my mind so that when I go in, I'm like, I can show my best side instead of being like, oh, I'm nervous and I can't do it. To just relax myself. So I tend to listen to the song I'm gonna sing or the song I'm gonna dance and just kind of go over it a little bit in my mind. Well, honestly, I think I've had a pretty good relationship with the staff, at least through text. There has been a couple of times that I've also gone up, and it's been really nice because you can also ask for like counseling in terms of like, okay, what can I do to improve more, like showcase myself better at auditions. But when it comes to housing or certain questions that you might have, like your schedule, or if you want to switch something or change something, I think the staff are pretty nice and pretty open to help you out to do that. Honestly, I think it's pretty good. When I first came here, I was obviously a little bit scared because it was my first time coming to Korea as a whole. So I didn't have a lot of experience or know-how to how life would be here, and also obviously studying here. But I think the program itself, once you start like doing your classes and the staff gives you your schedule, I think it's pretty like easy to adjust to it. So it's not as hard as one might think, and that can kind of help you relax and be like, okay, like I'm gonna be fine. Oh, I definitely think the people I've met here. Honestly, Korea is a really, really beautiful country, and it's pretty safe as well. So even if we finish late here after practice and we go home, we all kind of go home together or go eat together, or since we also kind of make sure that everybody else is okay, like doing well, like how have you been lately, because obviously after a certain point training can also become a little bit like exhausting, but since we have each other's backs, I feel like that has made this really nice. I'd say the weather. The weather, as I said before, is really extreme, and in comparison to back home, we don't have that switch up in weather. So for example, when it was summer, it was pretty intense to like having to walk all the way here, because it was like, oh my god, how can I be melting outside? And I haven't even moved, like I just walked here. And in the cold, it's also like, oh my god, I just finished training, I cannot walk right outside because obviously changes in temperature that fast are not great. So I think that, and probably how to separate trash is also the separation system is pretty strict, and you have to be like, okay, I have to put this here and put that there, but after you get the hang of it, it's okay. I think I've gotten to know myself also a lot better, like as a person, how to survive more by myself and be like, okay, like I can do this, I can live alone, I can manage my own schedule, and I feel like that can also make you a lot more responsible as a whole, because then there's nobody else managing it for you. It's like, okay, I have to wake up, I have the responsibility to go and do everything that I have to do. And also getting to know a lot of other people from everywhere in the world has also been a really eye-opening experience for me, because I feel like despite whatever cultural differences we have, obviously, like I've gotten to learn a lot from them, and yeah, I'm grateful for that. I really want to become an artist, so I'm working my best to be able to compose my own songs, and as Yurazo said, just keep trying with the auditions as well, and not only looking for just idol auditions, but also other companies that might have more of a band, like that kind of artist management. So yeah, that's my goal, and obviously keep on improving my skills. I'd say you got this. Like, I know sometimes it can be kind of confusing because you're like, oh, where can I go? Where do I start? But if you go at it slowly, and if you go at it as well through systems like this, right, training academies, I feel like it's pretty possible as long as you put in the work and put in the effort to also put yourself out there. Because even if you have the skills, if you're afraid of, okay, what will people think, or I'm not sure I'm like there yet, it's gonna be a lot harder to make that dream come true. But if you work hard for it and you're like, okay, I'm gonna put myself out there, I think you got that. Yeah.